me of Boxer at the end of some of the old Brood War intros, and that gives me shivers.
Oh yeah, I totally know what you're talking about right there. Really nice showcase.
They've got that same expression too, you know. That sort of
a little coy, a little smirk.
That sort of quiet genius. I love it. I love the intros. And so we do have that Relic Shield. You can see the orbs rotating Mafa there.
Yep, and Relic Shield, of course, this is the hot fixed one, so we will not be having the
the fact that we
one.
don't see like 6 or 7 of them shows that we're definitely on the hot fixed version.
So coming in right here, it's going to be a little bit interesting. I'm curious how the lanes are going to pan out. Again, a super defensive fan at level 1. We're not seeing really the deep wards that we saw in the last season. Quick little sweep right there. So NaJin Sword looking to get some wards down right now. Both teams going for lenses on jungle and support.
Interesting.
And look at what Insect's doing down here with Leona in the bottom lane. They're setting this up for a really interesting play on Expression.
Yeah, and a little bit of damage on Insect already.
There is a very special plan here.
Yes, there is. This is KTB, man. They love to do this stuff at level 1. And here comes Score walking in. Meanwhile, a little bit of action in the mid lane. Expression zoned up pretty well. That was interesting.
Well, really right there, the logic was Insect is going to be denied in this 2v1 anyway.
Yep.
So in that situation, why not just go ahead and maybe see if you can make a play. You could have gotten more experience by doing a little bit of a jungle follow.
Yep,
but
that makes sense.
Maybe there was a possibility that Insect would move too far, or Expression rather would move too far forward and you get a play right there.
Yep. You never know. Might as well go for it.
Yep. Quick little steal there from Cacao.
Yep, got those double buffs. And so Ryu's going to have maybe a little bit of a struggle early on. Of course, Pang on Syndra has a lot of zoning. I just cannot wait to see what Mafa can do on this Leona, though. We saw just how tanky support Tarek got last game.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see something similar this time around.
I agree, yeah. I love the team fight utility, though, from Leona. I love the slows. I love the stuns.
Well, it really comes down to Mafa and Insect making plays right here because they're not equipped to team fight in the late game with this composition. You've got to make those picks. Top lane Lee Sin simply doesn't add as much to the game as a Rengar will. He's not going to be able to out-split push most likely unless he goes in for some kind of crazy, really hard split pushing build like that.
Oh, Watch coming in on the score big time, and it looks like Mafa's going to go in too. There they get the stun onto Watch, and Watch getting chunked down heavily as he backs off. You got to be careful with that Leona around.
Yeah, but they do get the lane pushed back out, so the pressure going in favor of NaJin Sword right now.
Yeah.
We finally see Cacao joining up here, but the tower damage...
Ooh, Cacao gets condemned against the wall, but does get the cocoon onto Prey. Song backs off, takes the Q instead of Prey, so all action averted there. Cacao actually getting a little bit low.
Yeah, he has to be careful and should have had a little bit better positioning right there because the all-in potential in a 2v2 with Elise Lee Sin is enormous right now.
Yeah.
So Prey doing the smart thing, getting that condemn off as fast as possible, but very dangerous situation for NaJin Sword in this top lane.
Yep.
As you see, they are already backing out. They know what a threat these two champions together represent.
Yeah, they do need to be a bit careful for sure. Vayne, of course. Prey already used his Trinket Ward. One ward left on Song, though, and he's probably going to place it in River at some point. We'll see.
Yeah, they're just looking for angles right now, and I think it's very smart for Prey and Song to play this one a little bit more passively.
You know, I really like what the new White Camp does for the 1v2 lanes as well. It's a good thing for the top laner to be able to go back and just farm up if he gets pushed back to turret. There's no minion wave there for the moment.
Right.
It does give you a little bit more sustainability in that 1v2.
Yeah, it allows you to do something at the very least.
Yeah, something's better than nothing.
Exactly. And Mafa.
That's a big wave.
Coming around, so not too worried about leaving the score alone for the time being. Finally, the Bullet's getting a little bit of damage onto the tower.
Yeah.
Expression bottled up.
And if you're going to leave any carry alone in a lane for a while, oh, Score taking a couple turret hits there. You need to do that, but just barely didn't get out of range. But generally, Score's going to be pretty safe. Insect. We may see a little bit of a catch here from Sword. Watch gets spotted with the ward. Insect backing off now. Yeah, and he's just going to go ahead and use the sweeper. Grab that one.
So surprisingly passive. I mean, all the games we've seen are passive so far. And,
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that this is going to be the ultimate takeaway, even with the increase of wards kind of across the map at early levels. It's just that the players aren't really sure. They don't know the limits yet of what they can do.
Yeah.
And so I think everybody pretty much contented to play safely.
Yeah, you will see that kind of leaning towards.
Uh-oh, here comes
Oh,
Insect.
wow, yeah, Insect coming in with the
Cacao.
teleport. Cacao. It's a 4-man dive on the bot lane. Expression has no idea how much trouble he's in. I think he knows now, though. Yeah, he's got to back off. He's got to get out of there. Cacao coming in. Can he get him with the cocoon? He does right before Expression reaches the bush. Look at all that burst. There's the repel. Can they finish him off? Insect trying to do it. Expression gets back in her tower. Oh, man, it was so close. And the Ignite on Insect ensures that there won't be a dive. You know, I feel like KT came in there a little bit too tentatively.
Yeah, but they can go for a dragon now. Is
They
the main
can,
thing.
yeah.
So they will have a little bit of an advantage. They're going to lose the tower for it, but they will trade it for the dragon.
Should be
now,
able to.
In this situation, I will say that out of all Korean top laners, we talked about this at the World Championship, where Impact not exactly having a good sense on when a dive was coming in early. Expression has a great sense of when a dive. Probably better, I would say better than any other top laner in Korea. His game sense and his read is really strong. So it's particularly hard to pull off a move like that on him as a player. I think a lot of it probably comes back to the days when he was playing on NaJin Shield at the time, and Maknoon's NaJin Sword, they would just dive him all day. So I think that NaJin Sword groomed him to have this good sense for when a dive is coming.
That's a really good point.
And he managed to kind of keep that.
He's got that spider sense tingling. Although maybe because he's Rengar, it's more like Puma Man this time. He gets this way when he senses danger, Monte Cristo.
Okay, so, I mean, we're not seeing anything too unusual right now. Double of Beams on our mid laners coming up. And looks like a bit of an early Health Crystal right there, but...
Ooh. Yeah, Peng getting pretty close to his Athenes already.
But very even across the board so far. Just a slight edge to NaJin Sword.
Yeah, that's right. You give that blue buff over to Peng. Meanwhile, Song picks up the tier 2 for his support item and the Ruby Crystal on top of that. So looking pretty good there. Boots and the Ruby Crystal, the selection so far for Maffa here too. So just going for a little bit more mobility. Makes sense if your name's Leona. You want to be able to run in there.
Yeah, a little bit of a preemptive pink ward right there coming out of the KT bullets. That allows them to make Expression feel a little bit more unsafe. They do want a ward right there in order to make sure that there wasn't an incoming rotation. And so now he's not going to be able to farm as deeply in the lane.
Yep, very true. They're going to give the blue buff over to Ryu yet again. And watch, he finds the ward, clears it out with the sweeper lens.
Score Maffa, I mean, they're in a situation right now where...
Oh, Expression a little bit of trouble, has to get out, pops that ultimate, gets caught with the cocoon though, and Expression, I don't know if he can get out of this one, trying his best again. Watch comes in with a 2-man undertow, the slow, maybe enough, there's the repel. Oh wow, and Elise has to come down to the back, had to run away from Watch, gonna leave that one to Insect. Insect gets first blood, Cacao flashes over the wall, and Watch, despite that Ragnarok being popped, can't chase him down.
That was a little bit wacky right there, but you see the value in having that pink ward down early.
Certainly do.
Expression overextended. They are playing right now.
Ooh, Song.
They know, they know Expression's playstyle, and he makes that decision to go a little bit deep in the lane, even though he doesn't have vision, even though that vision was denied. And they play on his tendencies right there. Cacao coming in and combining for Insect for that first blood.
Yeah. And if you look at the CS right now, Insect just miles ahead of Expression, 52-26, and add the first blood gold on top of that, Insect solidly winning out in that top lane.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Expression falling behind is what they need, because the thing about NaJin Sword is that they really have relied on Expression to carry them in the late game. And even the games that Sword has lost so far, he's been huge in the late game regardless. And if he gets, it turns into an unstoppable split pushing force here on this Rengar, picks up a couple tanky items and then goes for a Trinity Force afterwards. He's going to be able to carry this game single-handedly.
Oh yeah, we've seen it before.
Chai did it.
We will see it again. It's terrifying every single time. Ryu, really good stuns coming out of Peng. Actually, Peng trying to do a lot of damage there. Pops the ultimate, but can't quite get close enough to deliver the finishing blow. And meanwhile, we've got 3 men in the bot lane. Kakao coming in to help out Score and Mafa. Wow, Peng getting a bit low as well as Insect comes in and he gets slowed with that undertow. Watch, just doing a little bit more damage, dodges a spear, and Peng nearly takes that one to the back.
Yeah, keeps throwing. Peng dodges another one. He's got to go back. Doesn't have any mana at the moment.
I mean, at max range, those spears do just as much damage as they always have.
Well, anyway, like with Insect now rotating back, you can see he's still the one trying to make plays on the map right here. Expression just continuing to split push.
Yep. Score gets condemned away by Prey. They just want to try to keep as much damage off that bot turret as they can. Kakao lurking in the jungle. Looks like they may decide to dive along with this minion wave. We'll see.
Watch has some good sense on this, though.
I think so, yeah. Coming in.
They're not going to dive. They just pinged him coming through river, so they're going to wait it out just a little bit.
That's going to be a little bit too dangerous. He's probably going to go up to the wolves. Oh, there we go, actually. They're going in. Prey comes in. Has to use that cleanse right away. Nice solar flare on top of everybody. Prey tumbling away. Looks like he'll escape. Here comes Kakao, though. Watch finds him in the jungle, and Prey and Song come up. Can they catch the spider? Watch doing a lot of damage. Has to turn around, though. Content to kill off those spiderlings, I guess.
Well, he didn't want to chase right there because there was a possibility that Leona would come over the edge with the Zenith Blade. So smart of them to back off when they did and not over-pursue that one. They stopped the gank, got some damage down onto Kakao, and they backed out.
That engage is really why this group is so close, because both of the teams pretty much knowing exactly what their limits are almost every time, and that's going to mean a lot of close games.
Well, they also know that if anybody actually manages to get a 2-0 in this group, it's pretty much a free ticket to the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
So,
blows it wide open.
Yeah, they need to play very, very cautiously.
Yeah, you got to be really careful. Looks like Song and Prey are going to go back. Makes sense. Dragon up in about 20 seconds. That's going to be another point of contention, but so far, gold very, very even.
Yeah, it looks like Insect is prepping for that dragon. He's going back right now to base. He's got the lane all the way pushed up, so they force NaJin Sword into a situation where they either give Expression the time to farm all the way back down to tier 2 turret, or they contest this dragon. They can't have it both ways.
You know, it's an interesting choice now, too, because of the XP not being awarded globally anymore as well. And to Expression's credit, he has actually pretty much caught up in CS at this point, too.
Yeah, well, he's been taking all that empty lane farm while Insect has been trying to make some more rotations and some more plays on the map. So this is what Expression does, though. He's so solid. He pretty much never has a bad game.
Yeah. He has okay games from time to time, but seldom bad.
But if you can rely on him to catch back up.
Oh, yeah.
If he does fall behind. Now, that comes at, the cost of a lot of empty lane farm, but if that's the price Sword is willing to pay, so be it. I mean, he can certainly carry them out of situations if and when he gets that farm.
True enough. Sight zones now for both of our supports. And still just that relic shield. No targets yet for Mafa.
All right, well, they did do some, looks like they did some vision clearing. He's at least actually doing Dragon right now is the question.
Yeah, looks like she is. She's
tanking it with her spider lanes.
Yeah, very nicely done. Kakao taking a little bit of damage in the end. There we go. Nice zoning by Ryu. Just keeping Peng away, and that's going to be a pretty easy dragon for KT. You know, if there's one thing KT's good at, it's sneaking those objectives.
Yeah, I mean, right there, NaJin Sword, they did know it was going on, but they didn't really have a good way to counter it, nor did they want to, because the potential for the teleport coming in, if they tried to all-in right there, they would have been in a lot of trouble.
I guess when I say sneaking, too, I mean finding, like, little creative windows to do them in.
Well, and you know what I'm liking a lot, too, is how we're seeing more creative ward placements so far. Yeah. You know, there's now this extra layer to the vision game when you don't have oracles, where you can't just walk around and evenly sweep everything. So we're seeing vision wards in places that seem...
Oh, wow! Whoa, Peng gets kicked right back into Ryu, really low already. Nice scatter, but he's going to go down. Peng getting taken down by Ryu. Very nicely done.
Yeah, very nicely done. But as I was saying before that,
that's an Insect play right there.
Yeah. So as I was saying, basically it's changed the warding spots and the mind game of, well, we used to put a ward here, so we're going to put the ward over here instead. So you scan the spot where the old ward would have been.
Yep.
Has been pretty strong in these games. Expression coming down to the mid lane.
It's going to be interesting to see, how teams adapt to that. Where the wards go. Oh, Song having used his crescendo on Kakao. Kakao giving chase. Song will flash and escape, though. Here comes Ryu coming on top of Watch. Watch a bit low. Can they finish him off? No. Expression jumps in front at the last moment.
Yeah, just making sure that that spear wouldn't land, but that's a blown flash from Expression.
Yeah.
As NaJin Blacksword got caught a little bit out of position right there. And Kakao doing a little bit of jungle denial with the white. And as we speak, the KT Bullets will take that first turret of the game, evening things up. But with the kills they've managed to acquire, they are going to go out for an early lead.
Yeah, they are. Despite a nice CS lead from Prey, so far KT seems to hold all the cards. The Dragons, of course, helping out quite a bit as well. It's really crazy, actually, to look at the minimap and see all these wards in places you would never see them in Season 4. Insec, uh-oh, getting the trap. Can he get away? He can, and he's actually going to kick back. Look at that, Insec comes in for the assassinate. That is an Insec play. I keep saying it, but...
And Ryu with the heal right there onto Kakao, so he didn't die either. That was a team play.
Wow.
I mean, they read, NaJin Swordsman read it well, but they couldn't quite stop Insec before he executed it. And Peng going down one more time.
Well, Insec's like, oh man, I'm in trouble. I better escape. Oh, hey, look, I can just get a kill while I'm here. Why not?
Well, he was trying to set up over the Wraith Pit anyway. He may have had to pull the trigger a little bit faster than he would have wanted.
Right. Well, entertaining either way, and that's why the crowd cheers when they see Insec.
Wow, Insec going Brutalizer into Last Whisper on top lane Lee Sin. So
bursty.
No, they basically decided this is KT Bullets playing a strategy against NaJin Sword.
Yeah.
They are actually playing against Expression right now and his just love of just shove, shove, shove. So they say, well, if Insec can make a play really quickly.
Let's watch this one again.
Yeah, so he gets found out right here a little bit, but Peng, the setup, absolutely great right there.
Oh,
Peng
the Q.
gets tagged by the Q. There's the finisher.
I love seeing stuff like that. I have missed Insec on Lee Sin. Missed it like the deserts miss the rain, Monte Cristo.
Yeah, and so having all this armor penetration just allows him to blow people up. I mean, he's going to be just terrible in team fights, but they're KT Bullets is playing their opponent right here.
Yeah.
And they're doing it in a really cool way.
Indeed.
Well, we knew this game was going to be good.
Oh, yeah. This whole series is going to be amazing. Score gets a bit stunned. Like he saw that Miley Cyrus video for the first time or something.
By the way, I wanted to mention, too, that Mafa did end up selling his Relic Shield and picking up a coin instead.
Yeah.
So he made a little bit of a transition right there.
I think that's a good idea. Maybe.
Well, I think the reason is because if he's going to be roaming more in the mid game alongside Insec, he's not going to be in lane in order to actually get the minion spikes down. So this way he's going to be able to take advantage of that. One item in the early game, and another one late. Wow, Insec, he's looking for an angle.
He's going a little bit crazy now, but that's okay. Yeah, I feel like
Score got chunked out.
Oh, there is the crescendo over the top. They do trap up Ryu a little bit. He's in trouble. Mafa drops that solar flare to try to just zone for now. Can he escape? He's on the run. They're trying to get back to that turret. Looks like they will. Close call. They do lose Ryu in all that.
Uh-oh. Insec's going to get spotted by this ward.
Yeah, he is. They're going to turn on him. Oh, Insec. Okay, he's going to get away, yeah. Uh-oh. Insec, you're still in trouble. Insec.
Watch coming around the side right now, up the ramp. Insec.
Yeah. He's going to kick him back. He gets slowed a little bit.
And he also manages to get the knock up onto Expression, so a little bit of a dicey situation, but Insec does manage to make it out.
You know, the thing is I mean, yeah, Targons is great. Yeah, I mean, Face of the Mountain is great too, but with a lot of these melee supports, just the ability to gap close that the Seal of Ascension gets you, that is going to be really hard to. Well,
it's all about
of
course, and it's all about creating these picks.
Right.
They got the gold they wanted from the Relic Shield in the early game. Now he's switching it up. What is he building? He's not building tanky Leona. He's building boots of mobility, vision control Leona with a little bit of a a gold pretend item there to keep funding him. We've got Insec. He's building pure armor penetration. KT Bullets have a very specific strategy, and that is to control the vision and chunk people out, get those picks down as fast as possible, and do not team fight NaJin Blacksword.
Yep. Well, they've been successful so far. Getting some decent picks. Dragon is up. Ryu's going to be chucking spears over the wall. Watch is going to sweep out that ward, at least try to deny a little bit of vision. That'll make it tougher for the spears to go through.
Yeah, dangerous game they're playing right here.
They are.
Maffa and Score still in that bot lane.
Ooh, and Maffa.
Look at Expression. Expression
yeah.
is changing his playstyle this game because he knows what's going on.
Yeah, trying to make plays.
He's grouping much earlier than he typically does.
Yep.
So they've recognized the itemization choices
Oh, wow.
from the KT Bullets.
Sword going for Dragon. Can they actually
Teleport
pull this
coming
off?
in from Insec.
That's right. They need to back off. Insec coming in from behind. They're going to try to catch Expression. Nice solar flare. Hits him dead center, and Expression is a goner. Meanwhile, in the jungle, a little bit of action, but KT just zoning a bit as they turn around on that Dragon. What a great catch on Expression.
Yeah, the other thing about KT Bullets comp is they come over walls in so many different ways with middly pounce. You know, you've got the repel, you've got Lee Sin Q, Arcane Shift, and you can catch somebody with Zenith Blade as well. So you're not really safe. And if they continue to control vision, even if you're on the other, there's basically nowhere you can go in the jungle where 5 people can't immediately be on top of you from over a wall.
Literally everybody on the team has potential to come over a wall in some way. Cacao in a lot of trouble though. Watch, going deep onto that one. Cacao gets low, has to back off. It looks like everybody lives for now. We'll just clear that ward. Or that lane, rather.
So, in spite of the fact that the KT Bullets do have this pretty solid lead here at 22 minutes of about 5,000 gold, it's not done, because if NaJin's Sword gets a good team fight, they can certainly beat KT based on the items that the Bullets have managed to buy. Now we see another Sightstone coming down onto Insec. I mean, they have crazy vision control, but they need to maintain that. Otherwise, Sword will be able to force them into a 5-man team fight, and the lead is just not going to do very much for them.
Yeah. Maffa moving towards that Talisman of Ascension. Has a second tier item now. Moving ever closer. And KT, they run the sweeper. Are we going to see the classic KT Baron? I think we may. There's a ward right there, though, and they're going to have to back off of that.
Yeah, they thought they actually accidentally triggered the Baron right there. Took a little bit of damage. Saw him popping another ward over the wall.
Yep, and keep in mind, guys, that pink ward is visible.
Yeah, that's right. One of the really important changes from this patch.
Yeah, you know, as is that if somebody walks into the brush. There we go. Scanning again to take out another ward. They'll be able to take out the one in Baron Pit as well, I would imagine.
I'm not sure if that's actually in the vision radius. I have to wait and see if they go
yeah,
back.
maybe. I would think it would be, but
I would think it would be
wrong,
too.
yeah.
But they're not making any moves on it.
Well,
so.
the thing is, too, is that they do have, you know, they don't exactly know what's over the wall of the Baron Pit, so you don't want to walk in too far. It's a little bit risky and definitely safer just to take that turret. Can they save mid lane, though? I don't think so.
Well, this is smart by NaJin Blacksword, just to start 5-man pushing right now. This is something that will be difficult for the KT Bullets to deal with.
Yep.
So they trade one turret for one turret, but they're slowly cutting the lead here.
Yeah, a little bit.
The KT Bullets have.
Yeah, down to 4,000 gold now. The lead for the KT Bullets. Cacao coming up to try to do something to help Insec in that top lane.
Uh-oh!
Uh-oh, yeah, Cacao gets a bit caught here, and everybody jumps in on him. Nice pick by NaJin Blacksword. Insec has to get out of there. And there's a condemn on Ryu against wall. Prey going to do a lot of damage to him. Oh, wow. Pops that ultimate, but decent zoning there. Knocks him away from the wreaths.
Yeah, I think NaJin Blacksword has found like the one unwarded route through their own jungle in order to create that pick onto Cacao. But
yeah.
KT Bullets have to be so careful. They've invested all of this money into these warding items, and they have to maximize it. If they put all the money in and they still keep dying, I mean, they will lose this game, so.
It's a tentative situation for both teams right now. These next few minutes are going to be pretty critical.
Yeah, and some more pings going down around the Dragon. Because of that death from Cacao, they lost a lot of the pressure onto the jungle. Pink wards coming out in force for the Bullets.
Yeah. And with Season 4, everybody can have one out on the map at once. You can hold more in your inventory, but you can only have one out on the map for each player.
Oh, Score getting traded with a little bit. And it does create an interesting situation, too, which is, do you just kind of replace your wards, pick wards quickly in different locations and clear out as fast as possible, or do you leave it up and not waste that much money?
Well, they're a little bit cheaper, but they're still 100 gold, so
significant.
It's tough to call. Yeah, I mean that's still pricey.
You know, scanning a little bit, making sure there aren't any wards over the wall.
Yep.
Nice
Ooh.
chunk going down there onto Peng.
Yeah.
And this is where perhaps having Oriana would be really nice, because they wouldn't be as reliant on a Flash Crescendo, and Flash currently down for Song.
I'd agree.
You would have a better initiation with Rengar.
Doesn't have that talisman yet either, I believe, so he can't, you know, use that Shirelia's type active and get in there deep. Oh, Insec, he's just, oh man, if he would have landed that Q on the Prey, I think we would have seen an Insec.
Well, just waiting out the waves. The poke clearly better from the KT Bullets.
Oh yeah.
And Sword, they've got to go all in on this. They can't just maintain this forever.
Well, if they do, they'll just keep losing objectives. Oh man, big hit there for Song. Yeah, those spears could still hurt.
This is pretty much inevitable. Oh, here we go. Here's the engage.
Expression comes in. He does have his ultimate pop. Jumps onto Insec. Insec hits him back immediately. Right into a solar flare. What an engage crescendo over the top, though. Doesn't hit a whole lot of people, though. Song trying his best. And this is actually a pretty good fight for Sword overall. People getting low, though. KT regroups. It looks like they will be able to push back Sword. After all, a parting spear puts Expression very low.
Yep, and there's the kiting coming back out of it. This is the problem.
Yeah.
NaJin Blacksword doesn't have sufficient engage.
Scary for a second there. Oh, man. Oh, Expression. Close to death there. Very close.
So they get the turret ultimately, and they increase their gold lead ever so slightly, but you can see if NaJin Sword is able to get that engage off. So they're coming in right here. They don't have the flash crescendo up, just the crescendo. Kick back immediately, and really a fantastic nice solar flare onto Peng. I mean, that nullifies so much of his damage, forces his flash right there as well. And Mafna still down and dirty in the back line, does eventually manage to get out, but Ryu's still effectively at full HP right here alongside Score, so there's just not anything they can do against the mobility coming out of the Ezreal Nidalee combination. They have no choice but to back away.
Yeah, you know, for a moment it looked like that engage might work for Sword, but the counter engage for KT and the kiting is too strong, and they're going to claim
they should have picked. They really should have picked Ori, though.
I think so too. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Syndra has, you know, very specific requirements as far as like where you team fight with her. It's tough to do it just in the open lane like that.
All right, another sweep down.
Yep.
Still that ward in the back of the Baron pit, so the KT Bullets not going to be able to go for that so early.
I mean, again, we're seeing teams being very hesitant about going for Baron.
Insec has Black Cleaver now. This is getting pretty funny.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for Sword at this point. What's up, White? Oh, he's gonna get ignored. Oh, he's like, hey, I'm the new jungle camp. You can't ignore me. I've got novelty.
It's okay. Prey is not impressed by his novelty.
I guess so. Oh well.
Yeah, pretty good vision wards around the Baron pit right now for both teams, really.
Yeah. I mean, I think that new jungle camp is okay. I think he's pretty fly for a white guy. Yeah. I know. I'm just gonna go like. The audience is going to come up and, like, throw me off the stage now.
Well, I have nothing to follow that up with, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Sometimes it's just better to just relish in the moment, you know?
I am relishing.
Whoa, Song not relishing that spear that hit him in the face there. Not many would relish that, though. That is true.
Yeah, talisman down for both sides, too. Unfortunately,
okay,
NaJin Sword couldn't get the talisman first, which would really help them out in this situation.
Yeah.
Watch now coming from behind. They're trying to catch Insec now.
Yeah, they may have done that. There's a net. Insec in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, over the wall, though. Gets stunned, though. Coming back. Look at this. Look at these plays from Insec. And he's going to go recall. A little bit of trolling here. And actually, he's going to get left alone because he's going to teleport to the Baron, where KT has somehow managed to take another totally KT Baron.
Well, I mean, this is a situation, Noah, where we've seen this happen before to NaJin Sword.
Yes, we have.
They get sucked into the bottom lane at really weird times, and they give up a very crucial Baron by sending so many people to commit to Insec, and they had no more interrupts, of course, right there on the Olaf, so Insec able to get out with the teleport.
Yeah. Oh, I love KT Bullets. They are just easily one of the smartest teams to watch.
They are. I mean, the decisions that they make, their strategies are always very clear. They play their strategies out well.
Yeah.
They come in with a plan a lot of the time, and they're so versatile. Like,
wow.
They're showing really how to beat NaJin Blacksword here, which is you know, abuse Expression's tendencies to farm up that top lane, force him to change, and Insect able to use his stunning mechanics elsewhere on the map.
I think so too. I mean, and I feel like with Season 4, we have a lot more room for this top lane Lee Sin, and we've certainly seen this game how effective it can be.
Yeah, it is it's a special use situation for
yeah.
sure. Particularly when we get into the late game, and particularly with this rather crazy build that Insect is using.
Pretty awesome. And here we go, Cacao trying to come to the back line. Spears coming over the top of the wall too.
This is an extraordinary difficult thing that the KT Bullets have done too, which is, you know, they've really gone all in on making picks and creating, like, getting a vision advantage by buying multiple sight stones. And so they depowered themselves so heavily in terms of a 5v5.
I mean, this is what KT loves to do, though. They love to play these really, really intricate compositions.
With great shot calling. I'm just...
Oh, yeah.
This is the match I wanted to see, though. I'm really happy we get to watch it.
This is why everybody's shocked that this team hasn't won a championship yet, you know? I mean, this is why people are shocked that they didn't get to Worlds. And the thing is the only thing that stopped them was Faker and SK Telecom.
Right.
Oh, hello, Expression. Getting a bit caught. Insect putting a lot of damage on him. Expression does dodge that cocoon. There's a flash crescendo from the top. Hits Cacao. Insect in the back lines. And can they get away from this? Mafa rather, coming over the top. There's the true shot barrage to push them back. The flash. They do catch Peng with the cocoon. And now the engage from the KT Bullets. Coming in, Expression trying to zone a bit. They manage to kick back Peng. And a lot of damage. I turned 13 years old again for the second, but that's okay.
That
KT Bullets slaughtered NaJin's sword.
A very good team fight from the KT Bullets. I'm not even sure how Insect got onto Prey right there. I can't wait to see that one in slow motion. But just the chunking out early. And the great thing about this Lee Sin pick against Rengar 2 is you can just use your E to see him while he's invisible during his ult.
Yeah.
And that allowed him to get a little bit of extra damage. Mafa, goodbye.
Oh, well. Sometimes you just got to die to turrets, you know? There goes the second Nexus turret, though. There goes the Nexus, and KT Bullets wins an absolutely stunning game number 1. What a way to start this match off.
The KT Bullets are just so intelligent. I mean, we've seen this from them before in some of their fast push strategies in the Champions Summer Final. They have such a good grasp on what you